Back to News Extra. The Guam Community College's Area Health Education Center is offering a free 2-week summer academy for high school students interested in careers in the health field. Joining me now with all the details is Program Coordinator 2, Trina Borja. Thanks so much for coming in, Trina. So tell us a little bit about this summer academy. What exactly is it and who is it targeted for?
What we do is, with the Area Health Education Center, all of the programs and trainings that we do always focus on the health profession. So what this particular program is specifically for high school students and the high school students 9th through 12th grade that will be entering in this fall. So anybody who's graduated, unfortunately, is not going to be able to, although we've had some inquiries. And what it does is it helps them to brush up on the important classes that they're going to need in the event that they want to go into something in the health field, like especially math, English, and science. We also want to do some health and wellness classes because a lot of times that will go into what they're working on. So it's just a 2-week, very brief for them, but it gives them something to look at, makes them think about how are their math courses going, how are their English courses going, their science courses going, so that they understand how it all leads into going into college and any health field because of the requirements that are going to be asked of them in either GCC, UOG, or even any off-island college.
Okay, so as I mentioned, this is actually free, so they're not going to have to pay for it.
Absolutely.
But is there some sort of grant funding that's allowing you guys to have this training?
Yes, the actual grant is called AHEC, and our program office is out of UOG. And what AHEC does essentially is help anybody who's in the underserved, underprivileged populations, and the islands basically kind of fall into that whole entire category. So this is definitely free. It is on a first-come, first-served basis, and there are only 35 students that we're going to be able to take. So people need to get their applications in, call if they have questions, look on our GCC website, and ask anything that they need to ask and turn in that application.
Okay, and so what are some careers that fall under, you know, the medical and health field that these kids, you know, might be interested in?
Well, our application asks them that exact question. Specifically, there are medical assistants or MAs, and those can kind of go at different levels, either a certificate or an associate's. There's also the practical nurse program at GCC, and that's a full 1-year program. We also have the nursing assistant, which we brought back to GCC. We also have in the Allied Health Department the EMS program, which we're going to build up into eventually a paramedic program as well. Wow. And then of course at UOG we have the 4-year RN program. And so all of those, in addition to anything from a physical therapist to a speech therapist, occupational therapist, a doctor, anything that you can possibly think of that would help somebody medically, those fields will all fall into that category. If something that they're interested in, we can kind of help guide them so that they know the things that they're going to need to do the best in high school. Obviously, you know, we encourage them to do well in everything, but the math, English, and science are the core courses that they're going to really need to brush up on if they don't already have a good handle on it in high school.
So when does the academy begin?
We are going to start July 23rd, which is a Tuesday, because the 21st holiday is kind of around there. And it's going to go those full 2 weeks through August 2nd, so it's a total of 9 days. It is going to be about 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Lunch will be provided, and so that's part of the grant as well, in conjunction with the Allied Health Department. And again, like you said, it's all free, so they don't have to pay anything. They come for these classes, they meet new teachers, they meet new people, and it's a really great environment for them. And it's a nice small course load in their classes that they're going to be in. It's not going to be all 35 in one class every single time. And
so let's talk a little bit about the courses. You were talking about, you know, kind of brushing up on math, science, and English, but what other, specifically maybe what they'll be learning so that these kids will know, okay, we're going to focus on certain health things here and certain English things here and math.
Well, what the teachers are essentially going to do is give them a pretest. And because they're going to be divided up, because it's such a wide range of 9th through 12th graders, they're going to be divided up first by an age group so that we can kind of keep everybody together on the same learning field. And then each teacher is going to give a pretest, and from there they will know how far they can go into their subject matter, or maybe how much they have to scale back a little bit, because we do find that as well. And the kids are coming, the applications I've received so far, coming from all the different schools, private schools as well as public schools, small schools as well as large schools. So we're going to get quite a large bracket of learning, you know,
Right.
that we get from people. So the teachers really are going to have to gear everything towards what those specific students they're seeing in that specific group. So it's not going to be anything real, you know, general, but of course it's the high school. Sometimes they do have to scale back, and we've had to do that last year, scale back much younger than the high school math, science, and English, and then we kind of build them up into it. And it's kind of fast-paced because it is only 2
Right,
weeks.
yeah.
2 weeks long.
Okay, so how can students apply if they're interested? And you mentioned that you've already gotten some.
Yes, yes. So the GCC website is guamcc.edu, and if they go on the website homepage, they can kind of go off to the right side and scroll down, and there's events there, and it'll say Guam AHEC or AHEC, I believe it's my little logo. And then our phone number is 735-8886, and from there they can either call and ask questions, I can send them something to an email address, or they can just go onto the website, and it'll have the link for the flyer as well as the link for the application, and they can look at the directions on that to fill it out. It's just a 2-page application.
And when is the deadline for people to submit those?
Well, I'm probably, because it's towards the end of June, I'm probably going to start picking all the candidates and calling all the candidates at the beginning of July. So the next couple 3 weeks, it would be best to get them in.
So before the end of the month.
Yeah, 35 is not a very big number to get to.
All right. Any last comments that you'd like to just throw out there, and just re-encouraging those kids who are between 9th and 12th grade, you said, who have an interest in maybe getting into a health field? And you know, we know on the island, with all the stories that we've covered, that we could definitely use these kids once they graduate and get into the health field on Guam.
Absolutely. There is a lot of opportunities, so they really should just go ahead and go on that website and get the application in as soon as possible. Like I said, like you said, I've received many applications already, so it's not going to be quick, not going to be too much longer before I get to the 35 that I have to pick, so the sooner the better.
All right, and that's guamcc.edu.
.edu.
All right, thanks so much, Trina,
Thank
for
you,
coming
Mindy.
in. Good
Thank
luck
you.
with that program. Stay tuned to KUAM News Extra. We're back right after this.